Hello, everybody. It's Friday, still for a few more minutes, at least where I am, and that means it's time for another topic of the week. Preamble out of the way first. Thank you to everybody who submitted some videos for last week's topic and who commented. There was a lot of great exchanges on that video, and so thank you all for contributing to the conversation. And out of one of those comments and sort of a conversation that spilled over into email and such and from the PMP review last week and everything else, was sort of a discussion about hobbying. And that's going to lead us to this topic of the week, but we'll get there in just a minute. So thank you to everybody who contributed last week. It was good enough that it made me think of this week's topic, so awesome. As always, that video will be linked down below, so you can click there and go back and see all those videos and anything we talked about there. So, preamble done. Let's turn to this week's topic of the week. And I'm sitting here doing some painting, and I wanted to talk about the hobby journey. So, on many videos, I've spoken before about how one of the things that's great about war games is that it's so much bigger than the table. Lots of games have extra table activities. So that is to say, when you collect magic cards, there's a collection aspect to it, and there's deck building and things like that. And if you play role-playing games, there's thinking about characters or what your character's going to do, maybe some off-side conversations with the GM, but nothing has so much of the actual game buried off of the table as war games. And there are a lot of people for whom hobbying is, whether that be converting or painting or whatever, is not only a bigger part of the game time-wise than they're actually playing. That's probably most people, even people who don't like hobbying, that's probably still true. But who maybe even enjoy the hobby aspect more than being on the table. Like, they want to use their figs, they want to play games, but when it comes down to it, they love the hobby aspect. And so I thought what might be fun for this topic of the week is for people to share their hobby journey. And, if you really love hobbying, if you really love painting, converting, building the miniatures, whatever, collecting them, what led you to the point where you are now? And so maybe as a way of instruction, I can share my own journey. So I started playing Warhammer a long, long time ago, back in college, which was too many years ago at this point, sadly. But so it was back in 1990, let's say 7. And I got some secondhand miniatures, and I had some cheap paints from Citadel from that time in crappy pots. And I painted because it was sort of a thing to do. I would look at the front of the box, try to paint something that looked like that. There was a running gag amongst my group of friends that the painting advice that was in White Dwarf at that time, everything was sort of a 3-step process, and it was like paint, shade, complete. And that was it. Like, that was 2 steps in a 3-step painting process. There was not a lot of instructions. Obviously, it's, sort of pre-internet, and so what is maybe what you figured out, or pre-YouTube at least. I mean, certainly we were on the internet, but you know what I mean. There really wasn't an easy way to knowledge share. And for a long time, I just kind of painted what I did. One day, someone told me about washes, and I used to always wash in pure black, and I was amazed at that, and thought that was really neat. And for a long time, I just kind of didn't. It was a chore. And then about 2 years ago-ish, I started poking around. When I got involved in YouTube in the community, I realized that there were all these great videos on YouTube about hobbying. Now, they've been around for a long time. I was just ignorant of them. It wasn't like 2 years ago they appeared. It was just that I was an ignorant person. And I realized how many people had devoted so many hours to improving my life. And that is to say, to making me a better hobbyist. And I started watching them just voraciously, especially early favorites, and somebody I still watch every time they put up a video is Dr. Faust's Painting Clinic. I'll actually put a link to his channel down below because if you haven't subbed to him, you should do so. The guy's an amazing painter, and you should watch every video he makes. But there's a lot more than him out there. And there's so many people just doing great work. And I started watching it and trying the techniques and refining and trying. And what I was amazed at was how much I could improve by watching the video again, trying that technique, getting it wrong, but then watching again, trying it a second time, maybe doing it a little better, and just slowly working on it. And the last 2 years for me have seen a growth in my hobbying and my skill set or whatever of painting and so on that is just orders of magnitude beyond what I accomplished in the previous 16 years or something like that. And it's been an absolute pleasure to then be able to share some of that back out with the community. And I want to do more hobby series, and I'm looking at that, but that's not what this is about. Although that interchange is part of my personal hobby journey, in that I have gotten so much value from the various content producers out there who are instructing us all in making and in creating these beautiful pieces of art that I feel compelled that I want to join and I want to help other people as well. And I think we do that through the PMP and other things like that. And so what I wanted to see from everybody is your hobby journey. Where are you at? Do you like painting? Where do you feel you are in your journey? What do you watch? What's a channel that you watch to learn or that you like? What's your favorite minis you've ever painted? And, things like that. Just share where you are in your journey. Maybe share what you want to know or where you want to go or, if you like it and do you want to improve. I think that one of the most important things you can have in hobbying is just a curiosity and a willingness to fail. If you're curious and you're willing to fail, you're willing to try those new things, then I think you will grow as a hobbyist. And it can be unbelievably rewarding. I love playing this game, all miniatures games. But in the end, what makes it so unbelievably compelling is to create something and know that you did that, and to feel that pride in that it's your work, your creativity, your effort that has made this thing yours. It's what makes this hobby unique amongst all others. So I would love to see some response videos and some discussion. If you don't want to make a video, hey, put it down below where you are. And as well, if anybody has questions they have or things they want answered, make a video about that or put that comment down below. Even if I can't make a video about it, maybe I can point you toward people who have great tutorials about it or something like that. The knowledge sharing that happens amongst the community is how we all get better together. And that's what this entire Topic of the Week video series is all about. And I know of no better application of it that I have personally experienced in the past 2 years than with hobbying. So that's it. That's the thing. I look forward to your responses. Can't wait. And I can't wait to hear your own personal hobby journeys. And as always, we'll see you next time.